Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, good night, everyone.
Good night,
Today
sir.
we will be. Alright. Let me go back to Peter, like he asked to talk. Alright, good. Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Today,
sir.
Good night.
today we will be conducting our second workshop. Just a recap from our previous workshop, where we discussed that principled innovation is the capacity to generate concepts, ideas, and innovative solutions while being guided by values that advance mankind. Now, I would like to formally welcome you to this second principles innovation workshop on humanizing learning experience. We dive into decision making and how we rooted it in the character aspects of principal practices in the previous workshop. Isn't that so? Isn't that so? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you better.
Yeah. This week, we will continue to look at principles for humanizing learning experiences. We begin to investigate ways to frame projects to address difficulties by anchoring learning experiences in human-centeredness. We are oftentimes seen as innovators in our own lives, communities, and society at large, as well as constructive and constructing positive, regenerative futures. Civic innovation is about people innovating, making and building better futures in the community. For tonight, I'm going to share the cards. I'm going to shuffle the cards where each one of us will see them one turn of the deck. Similarly to the workshop before. Are we ready?
Yes, we are. You're kind of breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, the audio isn't really clear.
Continue.
Yes, continue, sir.
Can everybody see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, each one of us will be given an opportunity to pick a number from between 15 to 30, where a car will be selected from that number. So, who wants to go first?
Ladies first.
Oh, wow.
Or you want the gentleman to go first?
Gentleman. Gentleman.
Out. Sorry, you want to go first or me?
Alright, sure. I'll go first. So, I'm shuffling the cards. And I choose number 16. Now, number 16 here reads, whose perspective, different from my own, do I need to solicit? Alright. Well, in my opinion, no, it's two questions, so I think we answer one and then answer the next after. Yes. Well, in my opinion, I think that I would need to solicit the perspective from my pupils because I need to know if they are gathering the information or they are understanding the information that I'm teaching. Because I could be teaching how I know, and for some reason they just don't grasp the concept or don't understand. And at that point in time, I guess I'll be teaching just to cover content instead of actually teaching for the pupils to learn or understand what I'm teaching. What do you guys think?
I think you are correct. Because you need feedback from the ones you are actually teaching.
Yes. Any of the message have anything to add?
Agree with you too, sir.
All right. Now the next question on the card is, how will we learn more about sociocultural and historical context where we plan to implement this initiative? Wow. Wow.
That sounds like a
Well,
loaded question.
yes, that sounds like a loaded question. That sounds like a loaded question. Anybody have anything, while I'm thinking, of course, anybody have anything that they would like to share in the meantime I'm thinking of this questionnaire? Let's take a minute to think and then we'll share.
We can take a minute.
Well, I'm ready to share in the meantime. Then I just thought of a few stuff to say. So, well, from what I'm understanding here is that when the question is how will we learn more about the socio-cultural and historical context, where do we plan to implement this initiative? Well, I think it is based on the children coming from various backgrounds. That's where they discuss socio-cultural and historical context. And I think that the background of the children does not have a major effect. So this is because most of us live in a certain area. Well, I'm speaking on my class, of course. I'm speaking from my class experience. The majority, if not all, of my children are from Amsterdam. So what I find is that they all tend to speak the same way and carry similar traits as it relates to socio-cultural traits. So the one thing fits all for me when I'm teaching youngs, because they speak the same way, they behave the same way. Culture, as it relates to culture, sir. What about you guys?
Kind of
What do you?
different.
What would you like to share? How different?
Yeah, it's kind of different with my class because you said for your class, the children are like from the same area, so they would
Yes.
talk one way, interact, the same way and stuff like that. It's different with my classroom because I have children coming from New Amsterdam. Well, I'm my school children. So we have children coming from New Amsterdam, Angie. I have a child coming from all the way up the quarantine Alness. So they're coming. Yes, they're coming with their different backgrounds and cultures, and I would watch my children interact with each other, and certain things that one child would say some kind of phrase, like what do they call the aunties and uncles in the Indian culture?
Sure.
I don't want to say the wrong thing because I don't.
I think is I know
Mosi is your mother's sister.
Yeah.
Pua is your father's sister.
Why, I can't pinpoint what you mean, but I know your brother, your father, brother is Chacho. I know that's for sure.
And his wife is your Chachi.
Yes. His sister should be a Chachi. And Mosa.
Mosi is your mother sister, and Mosa is your mother's sister husband.
Oh.
This is us learning about each other's cultural background.
Well, for my class, I have one from Venezuela and one from Suriname. The Venezuelan one speaks English, but he knows the Spanish. And the one from Suriname knows her Dutch. So she speaks both Dutch and Spanish. So you have different culture like that in my class. So you can even bring in they are
How would that work when teaching, sir?
No, they know their English. It's just that they can speak their
Oh,
Spanish and
yeah,
they
but
can speak their Dutch, but they know their English.
when they're young, yeah, when they're young.
So I
The
think
other miss have anything to say? Sure. Miss?
Oh, well, my class is a predominant East Indian and all from actually the same area.
Oh, so we sailing in the same boat.
Pardon?
I said, we sailing in the same boat as it relates to class.
Yeah.
And who will be going next? Does she look a card?
I can go next. Give me 22.
Alright, 22.
How are we showing compassion for others' needs? How are we showing compassion for others' needs? Well, first of all, in order to show compassion, you need to be a good listener.
Yes.
So that is the first thing to show compassion. You need to listen to what they're saying. You need to listen. I'm kind of going blank.
Take your
And-
time, sir.
And
Look at that. We thinking as well.
And not only just listen, but when you know the needs of the children, you need to find ways of helping them. Because you cannot just show compassion by just listening. If there's a way that you can help, then you help.
Oh, yes.
And as
I
teachers,
think
we
so.
need to find
Yes,
a way to
correct.
help them. Maybe.
I think so as well. The way you speak to the children, in the manner I would say, can go far way as it relates to compassion as well.
Yes.
Because we can't be shouting on the kids. As well as, I know sometimes we just see a bad child and we just don't think to ourselves that the bad. So by the time we come up to we don't get the thought of the bad child in my mind. So, I don't know, yeah, Azura?
You just be a little
don't think-
hesitant when you know you're having a class and there's just one child inside, but it doesn't. When they come in, your perspective kind of change when you get to know the child a little bit.
Yes,
That's true.
That is true.
Because sometimes, you know, you call like in this class, one teacher and teacher just telling you, hey, this step, blah, 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 blah. And you don't prepare yourself for something different.
That's
And we see the next question here.
How might I be more compassionate in my responses? Well, first of all, like we were discussing just now, don't yell at the children,
Yes.
right? So how might I be more compassionate to my responses? And you speak nicely to them. You don't raise your voice if they're not getting this concept of nongs and you're getting agitated. Take a time out, relax, and then come back to the class. Because sometimes you just need, when you're getting frustrated as teachers, we just need to cool down a little bit because sometimes we take out that aggression or that frustration on our children. So there's one way. Try to calm yourself down, and then you try to speak to them in a soft tone, a soft manner.
I found myself doing that recently. Because I would want, honestly, there's some children that would test your faith.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Yes,
I had that today.
yes.
I had that today.
Yes.
And I found that technique works. Just breathe in, breathe out, take a moment away from the class.
Drink some water. Cool yourself. Yes, yes.
I remember one time
Alright,
years back, I had to actually leave and go and sit in the HM's office for 5 minutes and then come back to my class.
Well,
Yeah, you would say
That's how bad it was.
breath, and you would act out of character, unprofessionally. So yeah, that timer is very much needed.
Because sometimes when you act like that, the shy kids in the class, they might be afraid to answer questions and so on.
Right.
So you're going to scare them, you're going to make them more withdrawn.
Yeah,
And
lead
maybe
me to
one
one.
time when you show them that passion, they will remember that for the rest of their life.
Remember
Yes.
it all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, making me wonder what school you are really teaching it, way really are teaching them. But I think that on the same note as it relates to compassion, if we give like some positive encouragement for, because we know that sometimes you just need that little push and that little, you're doing good, keep doing, or try one more, you don't get it one right, as it relates to the question, or you can say, oh yes, 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 you get one of the numbers right, try next question, see if you get it right. I
Yeah.
think that's what them have it too as
I
well.
completely agree. Because it's like, okay, the child keeps getting it wrong, they're not getting it, they're not getting it. They would feel discouraged. So it's our job to be like, that's okay, you're going to get it. Just, you're working at your own pace and, encourage them. That's all under the compassion.
Yes, yes, yes. Anyone have something to say? Ready to go on to the next part.
I shall go next.
Who is next?
I shall go next. I shall go.
Oh, what number, miss? What number, miss?
17.
Number 17. 17. Alright, yes, here we are.
Just a minute. Clear.
Yes, sir.
How might I confirm that I am accurately understanding?
That's a mouthful right there.
I think the best way to know if I am understanding their needs is for them to tell me, for me to ask them. I think, hold on, let me reread the question.
Yes, sir. Take it out. You can have it as well.
I have a thought.
Yes.
Okay, go, miss.
Yes, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I was thinking that, okay, when we're teaching Nongs, they don't understand it. So there's something that they're not getting. So in order to understand, how might I confirm that I'm actually accurately understanding their needs? Now, if I know this child is having some issue with not being able to identify Nongs, and I come up with different strategies to teach them Nongs, and they actually get it by evaluating that they actually got it correct, then I will actually know that I understand their needs because I did something to change their understanding of identifying Nongs, if it makes sense.
Yes, yes. I think that this question is asking about evaluation method.
Yes, I would think so, and even the
Yes.
teaching method as well.
Exactly. How can we evaluate that the children are actually learning what we are teaching, or they understand what we are teaching? I would think. Yes, miss.
Yeah, you guys have answered it perfectly. You could flip the card. Who will be affected by this action? This relates to the first question. Can you flip it back?
I think in this first question they wanted us to probably list a way we could confirm, like probably standardized example would be an example
Okay.
to confirm it. Yes, that's what I'm thinking now. That they wanted us to like name a few stuff, name a few ways in which we could confirm that.
Okay. Okay. Like you guys said, one of the ways that we could confirm that we're understanding their needs is by through evaluation. It could be oral, it could be written, it could be through games. Once we realize they're not getting this aspect of they're not getting up. They don't know what not. we're trying to help them understand.
You're going low.
Yeah.
We're at 20
We've
minutes.
tried strategies. Yeah, we've tried strategies to help them understand what nouns are, and then when it comes to evaluation, we evaluate and they're still not getting it. Then that just means that we didn't understand their needs. It
Yeah,
wasn't met.
that's true.
Yeah.
We're
Affected by this action, the children.
The children,
Because
yes.
the children
The children.
likely are affected by that. And it kind of comes back to me as well, because if I'm not understanding his needs, it means that I can't help them. If I can't help them, then it reflects on me as a teacher,
true.
my capability.
Alright. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So we can tell you.
Oh, you can't play the air before.
One more card.
I will go with number 24.
Number 24. Alright.
Who should I
Yes, my
talk
dear, you go.
in order to know how best to help? I think I should talk to the children, because if the children don't understand the concept of noun, I should know what is it that they really don't understand, so that I can the concept of noun. And maybe I can talk to a monitor as well, or maybe I can get
A senior, yeah.
I didn't hear you. A
A senior teacher, a divisional,
Yeah, a senior teacher
it's,
can also ask her for help, so that the children can better understand the concept of nouns.
Well, yes. I agree with you.
Flip it.
Awesome.
How do I know if my efforts are helping or hurting? Well, if my efforts are helping, I will definitely see improvement. And if it's hurting, I will not see any improvement.
Well,
Do you agree with me?
and yes, Miss Eric, anybody else have anything else to add?
No, I think Miss clear it up.
Yes. It all goes back to the method, to the evaluation method.
Yes.
So, next now, I would like for us to think of a project where you would like to focus on the challenge at hand. Well, our challenge is pupils identifying nouns in sentences. So we could just think of a project that can assist the challenge, I think. Alright.
What are some things we can do to help children with nouns?
We can set up a noun station, I think, with everything based on nouns.
Yeah.
And in their free time, they can go and
Interact.
interact. We can even take them to the library to read up on different books with nouns. I don't know, my suggestion. Just to get them out of the classroom setting and make them feel different.
Well, for me, recently, what I'm thinking of a project. Recently, our school was invited to a maths clinic in Georgetown from NSERC. And at the clinic, they pinpointed a few maths topics there, like we said, decimal and fraction. think that was it, yeah, decimal and fraction, where they had different teachers from various schools coming together, bringing strictly hands-on materials. These people did not do no like writing, reading, writing kind methods for any of these things. And I think that will be a nice approach as well as it relates to language, especially nouns in sentences. Just a like how we get expo. Well, everybody here from Barbie, so we know it's Barbie's expo, right? So it's like we get an expo for language or no expo, where everybody bring forward their ideas and people just come and view what these persons come out to share. I know, yeah, what do I think about that?
It's like a collaboration.
So
Yes,
we
yes,
can
it's like
we
a
can
collaboration with their peers teachers. It's going to be like an event. Remember they say a project, consider a project. So I'm
well
thinking something outside of the school for once.
um for my
That's
personal
a good.
opinion, you wanna go, Narissa?
No, go ahead.
I'm thinking realistically for my class, I don't mind doing something like that, but instead of getting the teachers who may be busy doing other stuff and we have so much going on, we could do it for the class. Like they do something. Like I was thinking, one way of helping, I see the reading intervention when they're reading the sentences, they have pictures instead of the words. So I was thinking
Yeah.
one way of helping my children to identify nouns, they can come up with a sentence on their own. Say it's a project at home, and wherever the nouns are in the sentences, they like put a picture on top of those. So when you read the sentence, wherever the pictures are, those are the nouns. And you can even have it in class. They make a sentence strip and they write the sentence, so wherever the nouns are in the sentence, you put the picture there. So the weak ones who are reading the sentence now and they don't know how to identify the nouns, they see the picture of the nouns there. I don't know if that can help. I would love to try that though.
And then gradually you replace the pictures for words.
Yes, you will have the words there, but you have the pictures on top.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. That
And
seems
and then it,
easy.
most times when we are doing these exercises, we let them copy the sentences, and then we let them underline or circle the nouns instead of doing writing all the time. We just give an exercise, give them time to read, and then select one of them to like identify the nouns in sentence one. We do an oral thing. It's not always have to be writing. And then see a child didn't identify the correct one. We have a discussion of what is the noun in the sentence, what is the actual part of speech of that word that the child identify wrong. It's just a little discussion. It doesn't always have to be writing all the time. If it
Well,
makes
yes.
sense.
that's a good idea. There's also games that we can create for them as well. Because children, we know we getting children attention to games.
Yeah.
Once they hear games, they ask. Well, I'm speaking from my set of children. Once they hear game, I get everybody attention. They just gotta hear the word game. So you can have I just have one game that I thought of so far. And I think we are all familiar with it. This game that we used to play in primary school. Things, places, animal. When you had to give one letter, somebody would say the alphabet in your mind, and then somebody would stop them, and then this whatever letter they stop
Yeah.
at, say C. You have to give the
Oh,
name of an animal, a place, a boy, a girl, a thing.
that's a good
Yes,
one.
yes, yes,
And that's
yes,
actually
yes.
dealing with
I remember
nouns.
that game.
Yes, and that's actually dealing with love. And imagine we were playing this game since childhood and we didn't really
I really know that
realize that it was non-based and non-based.
that's a good activity for true. And it makes it more fun rather than you copy, you write, you underline. You copy, you write, you circle.
Right.
So it's not specifically one thing we can do. We can do several little things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you want to do this project? Yes, I would actually like to do it to see the results.
I would like to do it too.
Do you think you can do this project? Yes, it's doable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you really want to do this project?
Our children needs it, so
Yes. Yes, they do. Should you
Yes,
do
we
this
do.
project? Of course.
should
It's for the children's sake.
Benefit.
project be done.
Should the project be
It's
done?
concept of just asking one thing in different ways.
So at least we have a few ideas there that we can do to help our children with nouns.
So should we move on, or anybody else have anything to add?
I think we should move on.
We are at the 31 minutes mark.
Yeah.
Part 3 of the discussion here, where I have to reflect on the project. We will choose a card from the specific character asset and reflect on the project by answering the question.
So everyone has to select another card.
Yes.
Another card or one? Just one.
Everyone selected
Select
one.
one card, and we will relate it to our project
Okay.
from my answer.
Maybe we can do the first part of the card.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first part of the entire card. The first part.
Okay.
Who will be going first? I think me and Tom went for last time, but we should give the ladies a chance to go first. this
Yes.
time, Roger.
Let's be gentlemen.
Yes, let's be gentlemen.
Let's go with 20.
20, alright.
Oh, mama.
How do I react when
Someone shares a belief or perspective that makes me uncomfortable. Oh. Flip the card, let me see. What step can I take to understand cultures that are different from my own? So, go ahead, sir. Go.
I think we are comparing the first part of this card to our
Or,
project here.
mm-hmm.
So, Miss,
Oh, the
Any idea?
I'm thinking that during the project, if somebody shares a belief or perspective that makes you uncomfortable, how would you react during the process or during the time that the project is being done? So which project are we moving forward? Which project you think should be easiest for us to discuss? Or best for the children?
I'm thinking this is how I'm viewing this question, Miss, if I'm not interrupted.
Go right
May I
ahead. Miss.
proceed?
Go ahead.
Yes, go
answer.
ahead.
Okay. So how do I react when someone shares a belief or perspective that makes me uncomfortable? If it's relating to the project that we're doing, let's say nouns, which is nouns, let's say nouns. Let's say we know the English term for a noun, and then there are children from different cultural backgrounds that would call that same thing a different name. But I don't have an example. I know what I'm talking about, but I don't have an
I
example to
understand what
back
you're
up what you're
saying.
saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I could assist you with some Belna and Roti pin or rolling pin or something. I think the actual name is rolling pin or
Yes.
something.
Yes.
And no people, the local name is Belna.
You're right. So I don't know if I'm doing them as well now. And there's another Alu. Now I learned that term recently. That Alu means possession. So I think this question is asking how would okay if we do this project right and we're displaying pictures of nouns and we're to display a potato or a belange and the children identify it as bygone or alu, how would we react to those names for those items when we know that we would potato or belange or rolling pin? I think. I don't know if that's what this question is saying. I'm just saying that's how that's how I take the question. Mm.
Well, I think as it relates to environment, so if I indeed displaying some pictures and somebody gonna call it a name that I know and like
Right. We can't just say this
yeah,
is a witness.
how do I react? So I think we should give it some time. I think to discuss like for example that I said rolling pen and bell, no? If I ask you to with a pen, no? You say so with something mommy is really wrote you it and then there will be a next word now don't cause a lot of problems. Really.
But then
So
we cannot react.
yeah, it's like
We can
exactly. It's
we
like it's
cannot
a whole story time to get them.
we cannot react in a way that is gonna make the child feel
Bad about it.
embarrassed or bad,
Yes,
and
right.
sometimes some of the children in the class are gonna tease that child about what he's saying and so on.
We could
Yes.
welcome it. Okay, yes, that's a name that another name for it in the country.
Yeah, I think we should. I mean, welcoming it to an extent, of course, because sometimes we welcome it and then everybody start using it and they forget to write correct words now in sentences. I think we should get them exposed to it, but not teach it per se. If you understand. We could discuss it, but don't really to mix up mingle with it in the as it relates to work. If it's a discussion, yeah, okay, but not really too much as it relates to the work. Yeah.
In standard English.
Yes, yes, yes.
Makes us feel like we answer the whole question as well.
Um, so who are we going next?
I shall go next. My number will be. It's from 15 to what?
30.
15 to 30.
30? Okay, 30.
Yes. What's okay, guessing his number, spelling it for it. Hello?
We're still here.
Oh.
Okay, I'll choose another number. 24.
Alright.
How do I know if efforts are helping or hard? It's Anybody answer this question before?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Oh,
Think so,
God.
I think so.
I did.
Let's see. Next question is
29.
29.
I feel like I'm playing bingo or something. Okay. What actions and steps can I take to get to know the community and context around? Okay, this is a very good question because where I'm teaching, I'm not from around here. So some actions I would take would probably be getting to know the children first of all. Well, okay, this is a link to our project, right?
Yes. Yes, you need to relate, yeah.
First of all, getting to know the children. That's one because most of them are from around that area. And two, getting to know their parents, like having PTAs just to get familiar with them and just to learn more about their community. I'm not sure how I link this question to our project.
I think once you get to know them and their home environment and so on, when it comes to nouns, you use the nouns in the sentences that they're familiar with.
Yes, and use terms that you're familiar with as well.
Mm-hmm.
Things that are within the environment, yes.
Oh,
I know in some areas, all them children know about is cricket. And children know about no more but cricket, ball play, whole day ball.
Like if you know they have a library in their community, you come up with a sentence with the library or center
Library,
wrong or
yeah, some
that
visible
they're
stuff
gonna be
like that.
familiar
Sometimes,
with.
yeah.
okay.
Or anything around the school. Because sometimes you could just tell them, yeah, look over there. We see well, for my school is next to region 16. So I tell them, yeah, look over and yeah, describe region. That's what we're doing at the
Mm-hmm.
So anything around the school that they could see, they could use as well. And, yeah.
Well, my school is in an area where most people are doing rice farming. So you can give them sentences like with tractor, combine, back dam, and things
I
like
don't
that.
know.
Exactly.
All those are nouns.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll go next. Give me 19.
19.
What opportunities have we provided to view the problem through different lenses?
All right. Yes, sir.
So, what opportunities have we provided to view the problem through different lenses?
So let me see the question.
Oh, sorry, sir. Yes.
I guess when it comes to viewing the problem through different lenses, I think they're talking about the eyes of the children. If they're having such a hard problem identifying nouns, what is it that is causing them to do that? And I think the only way of viewing the problem through their eyes is by having a conversation with them, finding out what is the problem, how come you still cannot identify nouns, what is making you mix up nouns with verbs and so on. I think by open communication and giving them that opportunity to speak, to share their difficulties, that is how I can provide the opportunity for them to view the problems through their lenses, their eyes.
Yeah.
Hello?
By you could brainstorm them. Yeah. Brainstorm them during the period. Yeah.
Anyone has any
Anybody
other
else
thing
have
to
anything
add?
to add? Anybody?
45 minutes, right? 50 minutes more.
So one more person has to go, Sor, and
One
then
more
we have to
person.
discuss the last part.
Mm-hmm.
Guys,
So are you there?
I am here. Sorry is here. Yes. I'm seeing him.
seems as though he's frozen.
Probably is a bad internet. Sir? Narissa, are you co-host?
Yes, I am.
He's still in the room?
He's still there, yes. I'm seeing him.
Oh, yes.
I'm seeing him here too. Maybe connection. I don't know. Probably saw mute himself.
Is he muted? Can we tell if he's muted? No.
No, he's not muted. No.
No, he's not muted.
But there's an arrow next to his mic, so what does that mean?
No, we can't hear you, Martin.
It means that he is the person sharing screen or control over this Zoom.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm using my phone to record. Can somebody message him on WhatsApp?
He's messaging the group. He's asking if he can hear.
Oh, okay.
My phone is recording here too.
I'll message.
I'm actually excited to try one of those projects that we discussed.
Me too.
Especially the one game. That's something you can do when you have a little spare time and so on.
Yeah. At the beginning of to introduce the lesson, to end the lesson,
Yes.
middle of the lesson.
And I'm sure some of them will give us some words that
That's true.
will make us
That
laugh.
would be a very interacting game.
Yes. I have to try that tomorrow in school.
Narissa, he replied to you?
No.
Oh,
And we
shucks.
cannot share screen neither.
I think his internet went because he's not receiving the messages. Okay. Maybe I could try sharing screen. Yeah,
No,
could do
I
that
was.
on my laptop.
Oh, yeah, you're a co host, right?
Yeah. So let me just go into Modo.
I think
We
we
can
can.
do the last part.
Yeah, we can do the
Right.
last part.
Okay. Hey, guys, see?
Yes.
Yes.
So, what do you think of the project before using the cards? Well, we chose three at least two things to do. One is the game, and the second one was what?
The non station or
And we have different ideas what we can do for that non station.
yeah.
Like I'm planning on letting them construct their own sentence at home and put the pictures on top of the nongs,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can keep those in class as part of our nong station. So what do you think of the project before using the cards? Well, at least we wouldn't. For me personally, I would not have come up with like using nongs that they're familiar with in their home environment. You know, most times we come up with these textbooks, things, and so on.
Yeah, true.
So that is what that is how my mind changed, or give me some more ideas. What do you ladies think?
I agree with you, sir.
What?
Because I would have never go and say and make a sentence using the word tractor or using the word combine. I would have go to the
That's
textbook and
true.
get sentences out from the textbook.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you
So the
think?
card really helped.
They kind of give us a little bit more,
Different, yeah.
make us think a little bit more deep. What do you think of it now after exploring the questions on the cards?
You just said the answer.
Yeah, we need to look at it deeper.
Yeah, deeper thinking.
Have the questions influenced your thinking in any way?
A lot.
Uh,
Different ideas came out.
Yeah, I think it made me realize that we should, no matter like whatever subject or so, we should try bring up more of this, our students' experiences, so they can relate to it.
Yeah.
yeah, there's so many things you need to take into consideration just teaching this same topic. So many things, child's background, emotions, there. So many things
Yeah.
you need to look at while doing this. It's just not okay. We teaching longs and that's it.
In what ways do you see the project fitted into your teaching and learning or the context? If they do, what connections with your practice do the questions help you to make, and how do they help you to do so? So, in what way do you see the project fitting into your teaching and learning? At least for the game and so on, for me, I think it's gonna fit well because it's not such a tedious task to just play that game with them. Whenever you have free time, or if you see they're getting
Yeah.
frustrated with the work you give them, you play a little game. They love games.
Icebreaker.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly,
Icebreaker, yeah.
yes. And with the icebreaker, they actually learning something.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
And eventually they'll be like, Mister, we played the longs game. Now let me
Yes, they like doing that. They
And
love
I
doing
think
that.
they, in their recess time or lunchtime, they will go outside and find different friends and they will play by themselves
and
as
they
well.
play by themselves.
Yes, they don't need you after that.
At lessons, whenever like we finish work like about 10 minutes or 5 minutes before it's time to dismiss, I would go. I have a riddle game in my phone, and I'll go in and I'll ask them riddles and so on, and I'll give them like if it's a $20, if it's a hard riddle, I would give them like $100 to just see if they can try come up with the answers. And the other days they would say, "Sir, can we play the riddle game? Can we play the riddle game?"
Very motivating.
So if they do, what connections with your practice do the questions help you to make? So what connections with your practice do the questions help you to make? Like like we said before, with the teaching of nongs, it made us realize we have to bring the students' life into the classroom. We use sentences, we use nouns and so on that they can relate to. Tommy's.
That's what I'm saying about. Yeah. Yes, sir. If you go
Welcome
continue
back.
to build. Yes, I'm still on the main road here, standing up, trying to get it sorted. I know GT like it and he won't. I'm trying to understand. There's separation. There's no. But it's not like you finish.
Ravindra, you wanna continue?
The
I saw
question.
just came in.
So if they do, what connections with your practice do the questions help you to make, and how do they help you to do so? Like I said before, it helps us realize that we need to bring more of the students' home life into the classroom so they can mostly relate to it, and they feel nicer sometimes when you construct a sentence on the board and use one of their names. You can see like they light up. Oh, sir or miss, use my name on the board.
That's true.
They feel a connection to that sentence.
Yeah.
Anyone has anything else to add? Anybody has any other ideas of projects we can do?
Is it just, does it have to be one thing, or our project can be those little ideas put together in like
I
sequence?
think it can be little ideas. It doesn't have to be like one big specific thing. Remember, we have children in our class who learn differently, and if we can use several different little projects, and these projects don't take too long, like the game itself. It's just a couple of minutes and so on. We try and use different methods and different games and practices that can help them individually. Like the visual learners and so on. If we have those sentences with the pictures of the noun and the sentence, they would love that.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Let's continue.
Anybody else has anything else to add?
No.
Integrate a civic character asset into your project. How do you integrate any civic character asset not presented in your learning experience to frame the project?
No.
That is a mouthful. How would you integrate any civic character asset not represented in your learning experience to frame the project? What do they mean not represented in your learning experience?
I would think that the question that we're asking about how we teach our children earlier.
Okay.
I have to digest the question.
Yes, let us think about it. I that is related to the current asset. Well, we could wear like good of people got together in a plot of one for their because picture something of the sort. Not area for the civic asset. It is not the One of the sources respect or the system something else. Just not necessarily someone to go. Come together to
Sorry, you're that sounding bad. We now understand what you're saying.
Barely.
just play to have a. Yeah, hear me now? Is it better now?
A little bit.
Uh, um, I think that it relates to the civic part or your where I was saying that uh, bringing back the math connect teachers from various places, from various schools who teach the subject well were brought into one location where they shared ideas on how to go about better teaching that content in a classroom. I think it should be similar as it relates to integrating the civic character aspect. It's the coming together of people for the betterment of each other. So various teachers come together, share ideas and
You share your
discuss
culture and
methods.
so on.
Yeah, discuss
And
methods.
the sentences I think we're gonna use and so on, it should be culture based on their life, their experiences.
Yeah.
So since Sir is having problem with his internet and we are 1 hour 1 minute, I think that brought us to the end of our second workshop.
Yes, sir.
It was a fruitful conversation.
And
Very productive
insightful.
workshop.
I agree.
Yep.
Narissa, I'll give you a call, okay?
Okay, sure.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.